I will start DDP. First off, let me give you the correct introduction. The man, the myth, the Hall of Famer, Diamond Dallas Page. I will start with the unfortunate passing of Sid Eudy, better known as Sid Vicious to wrestling fans. I'm sure you have a ton of fond memories of Sid.
Sid was a great dude, man. I just couldn't believe it. He passed so fast. I mean, so early. I had no idea. Run into him at a couple signings, over the years, and he always looked like Godzilla. yeah. So, I was more shocked than anything. I knew Kevin Sullivan was not doing well because Flair had told me about it, and I gave him a call. So, losing both of those guys at the same time was kind of that was, it's rough because it just rolls around our mortality, so much. So you realize because I'm right in the middle of both of those guys. Sid was 63, and Kev was 73, and I'm 6 months or 69. So, it just makes you think, me and Nash were talking about it. Nash is 65 now. And, I try not to focus on, the death part of it, and try to friggin' deal with it, for yourself. But, Sid was a good man. And I will never forget that day he went off the second rope and went to do a flying boot. I don't know what he was thinking, but he came down on that one leg and just crumbled on him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that. The only thing I saw that compared to that was when Joe Theismann took that hit when he was going one way. I think it was LT.
Lawrence Taylor, yes.
Yeah, and just crushed him. That's what it was like.
I still can't watch that Sid video.
Yeah, it's brutal. Man, in the back, oh God, he was in so much pain.
Yes,
that sticks out of me the most. Besides his striking appearance and his energy and his promos, Sid, he definitely made an impact on the business.
Do you have a moment with him where you guys ever on the road together in a vehicle driving to an event or anything like that, or were you just kind of cool from a distance? I guess you would say.
Yeah, cool for a distance. We didn't spend any hang time like I did with Lex or Sting or Nash Hall. Those were my boys, and Austin. Back when I first broke in, it was me, Austin, and Mick Foley, and those guys. None of us were making money, but I was making the least because I was the rookie, and those two were. They could squeak out a dime. They were so tight, and I'm the one who got stuck with the cot because I was the rookie. And I'm 10 years or 9 years older than both of them.
Wow.
And I figure Austin's really doing great. I just talked to him the other day. He's racing those Kawasaki the buggies. And they pick up some speed, man. And he's out there getting drive time all the time, man.
Man, that's awesome.
He's reinvented himself in something that he loves, he's passionate about. Great shape, too.
That's so awesome, man. And, I wanted to ask you this because we see you deal with so many former wrestlers and boxers and military guys at their lowest moment, and you're always checking on their well-being. How is Diamond Dallas Page? How are you doing?
Well, all the things that I try to turn my guys onto, whether it be the cold plunge or the hot tub and cold plunge alternating or the infrared sauna or, steam or hypoxia training, oxygen training, all these things that I bring to these guys. And I'm building a place called Page's Retreat right now, which is going to be the coolest wellness center you've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be where they come in. People will come in for a retreat. I'll do a DDP yoga retreat, but it'll also be power cups will be involved. The workouts I'm doing with weights now, and all of the extras that they'll have from red light therapy to PMF, which is electromagnetic pulsating energy that and just makes you hurt less and feel more. And I'm doing all that down in Florida. I'm building it right now, but it's the same way my house here in Atlanta is. And I did all this stuff for me so that I can feel better, and then I share it with them. And it starts with DDPY because, without that, I'm not doing what I'm doing today. And I'm going to leave it that physically. Like physically, I mean, there's no one that can come into, I started a thing that's going to be a podcast combination, podcast workout. And I've got a bunch of them in the can, but I didn't really figure out exactly how I wanted to integrate the cold plunge in, or when I say hypoxia training, I'm talking about I train with a mask on at 22,000 feet.
Oh, goodness.
Like right now, we're breathing 20 to 21% oxygen. When I'm there on that at that level, I'm breathing 6 to 7% oxygen.
Jeez.
And I'm walking backwards on a treadmill on a 15 grade, and at a pretty quick pace. And then I get off and I do sprints on the bike, and then I flip it into 50 to 60% oxygen, which would be almost 3 times the amount of oxygen we're breathing. And what it's doing is it's healing at a cellular level, because the oxygen is a great healer, but you're never going to see it explode huge because there's no money in it. It's not a pill.
Yes.
It's just friggin' oxygen. But when you take it away and you go to like that 6-7%, and then, in the beginning, you're doing 14, 15%. And then you're working your way to that 22,000 feet. When you finally shift that 50 to 60% oxygen in there, well, now your body wants it, and it sucks it up like a vacuum. Oh. And where I've noticed it the most is in my brain. And when I say in my brain, how many times would you say a week you walk into a room and you go, damn, what did I just walk in here for?
Oh, goodness. Often.
Okay. I was doing it often until about a year ago, and I've been doing the oxygen therapy for over 18 months now. And at some point, I realized, man, it's been a couple of days since I actually walked into a room without thinking, what did I walk in here for? Because I was doing it every day, every day. Mm-hmm. And I started to literally, write down, okay, today is March 3rd. I forgot, what I walked in here for.
Wow.
And then I go, okay, March 4th, nothing. In other words, I have tracked myself. My record so far is 35 days in a row where I haven't thought to myself, what did I walk in here for? Now, I have had that moment, but I've made myself remember. So if you just say, I guess it's just my memory, it's going, well, that's the last thing I want to go.
Yeah. You essentially brain training.
Exactly. To go 35 days without it, on that 35th day, bro, I was so, okay, what? And I really what was I just doing? Why did I walk in here? And after about 10 minutes, and it was 10 minutes, I gave up and went, okay, tomorrow will be 1. And now I'm on day 7. So it's like, how many days can I go? And it's just, you have to use your brain. One of the reasons why Mick Foley is as good as he is today, with all the incredible concussion chair shots that he's taken, the reason why I believe he's still sharp as a tack is because he's constantly using his brain to do his comedy. It's always on his mind. Yes. He's always coming up with a new funny story, and they put it together and they film it and stuff. A lot of times he just does it. He just loves doing it, and it's also a nice payday for him. But he also gets to entertain people as well, because he's a very, very smart guy. Very smart guy. But I believe that's one of the reasons why his brain is so good. Considering, I don't know how many shots The Rock hit him over the head with, but it had to be at least 10 to 12.
Ooh, his bumps are unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he's been knocked out. I don't even know how many times, but I pray for him every day because I love him to death. But it's all how we take care of our body. And I lead by example. Like most people don't understand. You are the most important person in your life. Not your kid, not your friggin' mother, not your nobody. You. Because if you're not well, you can't help them.
Yes.
So I always make me number one. My wife's number two. Then my kids.
Absolutely.
And because they're old enough, they can take care of themselves now. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line is, if I'm not here, I can't look out for them.
Facts.
And so I do. I take care of myself. I train pretty much every day, and it's not always the same thing.